Olá, Hollyweirds! Temos um convidado especial aqui no estúdio do Hollywood Forever TV. É o Harry Kirton, ator que faz o Finn Shelby de Peaky Blinders, a gangue de Birmingham, e suas aventuras logo após a Primeira Guerra Mundial. Em sua passagem pelo Brasil, ele relembrou as gravações da série e contou das cenas mais difíceis no set e tal, falou um pouquinho também sobre os momentos divertidos dos bastidores. E ainda entrou no personagem para uma cena especial, só para o HFTV. Vem ver.
Hello, Hollywood Forever TV. I'm Harry Kirton. Thank you for having me. Hope you all enjoy watching. The character process of Peaky Blinders, it became like a glove, but the glove was tailored slightly differently every time I put it back on. So the fabric still had wear to it, you know? And it was good because it fits to you, but as your hand grows and as you do different things, you know, you have rips and stuff. So it was the same thing, but it was always very different, you know? Sometimes I even felt like the color of the fabric changed. So the process for that was my naivety, again, it helped me naturally fall into it. It was a raw flame that will burn, and over time I learned to sort of tame it. So I'm using a lot of analogies, but that's just kind of how my mind works. And the process, I can't remember actually, like the first moments. I think the writing is so descriptive, and just watching the people around me, you know, all these people around me who have learned to go through this process, have either been taught or figured it out themselves, watching them and what they do, little things I picked up even by accident, you know. So the process can be, yeah, it can be a bit sad actually. They're very serious, quite depressed people, but it's also a lot of fun. I always get a lot of kind of sorrow, but like, you know, almost anger when I get into the role of Finn because of the things they go through. I hope that answers your question because it's quite hard actually. One that actually does come to mind is, I was thinking about it earlier. We were filming a scene, I think it was season 3, maybe season 4. We're on horses, I'm all the way at the back. There's all the brothers, there's Isaiah, there's Johnny Dogs. I think that's all of us. There's all the men, we're on the horses. We're going across the hillside and we're just silhouettes on the light. On that day, we had a bit of a wild day. It was lovely, but it was quite boring, especially for me at my age. But apparently also for Arthur and John, so apparently for Paul and for Joe as well. I spent about an hour or two throwing knives into tree stumps with Joe, and he was teaching me. They weren't razor sharp, but the wood was soft. And then they would be like, action, okay, what? And that was such a lovely, lovely memory. And also when we were in the car traveling and the driver, it wasn't his fault. He was told to come out the car and talk, and Paul gets out and hops into the driver's seat, and we go on a joyride with the music cranked up and the windows down, and he was like whipping around in the grass, and it was a brilliant experience. It only lasted about 5 or 10 minutes. Yeah, that day was very special for me. That was the first season that I got to be left alone as well. And then all these things happened. So I felt protected, but I also felt like I could do anything. And it probably helped the scenes as well. So yeah, those two like to have a lot of fun. And if you got them together, then, oh boy, the banter was a lot, you know, all the time. Some of the hardest scenes I found personally is when we have big family scenes. I hadn't had education in theatre. I got the role when I was 15, so I just came out of, I was still in education. And one of the hardest things was learning the etiquette on set. And then also when we're filming, trying to not get distracted by all these people and actually stay in it. That was one of the hardest things I found. And one of the hardest scenes is one of the family scenes. There is so much going on. I think you understand, right? Maybe another one is when I had to run up and down this like 100-meter strip when Arthur was gonna blow up a train, and I'm running and Finn's like, no, don't do it, don't do it. I probably had to film that about 20 times, and they were like, run faster. And then I did, and then they were like, okay, run slower. Not quite right, less arms. You know what I mean? So we did that quite a lot. So that was one of the hardest days, because it was summer. Even though it was nighttime, it's still summer. And I have all of the stuff on, right? But I love that stuff, getting sweaty and just really into the scene. So when you come home, you know, you wipe off the day. That's one of the things I love about acting, period, is being able to literally wipe off the day. Yeah, it's really good. First scene ever was probably one of the best scenes ever. It was my first day. Me and Jordan Bulger, who used to play Isaiah, we had a scene that was a boxing scene, and we were in some random warehouse dungeon thing in like Manchester, I think it was. And we come in and Paul's doing his scene, and we're in the boxing room and we're just sparring. That was brilliant for me. It was my first scene ever in my life. No words, but just action, and that was probably a good thing, because it broke my nerves. Broke my nerves very well, because Jordan, who's a good friend of mine, I miss him dearly as well, because I haven't seen him in many years. He was good with me. Oh, do the character. I haven't done this in a while. I know what everyone wants me to say. All right. Oh, Mike, sorry. Right, listen here. You lot in Brazil, thank you very much for your fucking appreciation. You've been very kind to me. Stay cool, stay nice. Buy all of the Peaky fucking blinders. That's that. You probably didn't understand me. Very different, right? Really?